Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories. On what began as a quiet afternoon at Hope's Refuge sanctuary, the calm was shattered by the deep rumble of a motorcycle engine. A solitary rider, masked behind dark leather and mystery, arrived without warning. His actions, driven by a reckless impulse, would forever change the life of Midnight, a proud German shepherd whose eyes held both sorrow and strength from a lifetime of hardship. In that heart-stopping moment, as Midnight watched with calm curiosity, an act of cruelty unfolded that no one could have foreseen. This isn't just a tale of senseless violence. It's the beginning of a journey toward redemption, where pain gives way to the hope of healing and second chances. Stay with us as we explore how one tragic event sparked a movement of accountability and transformation, proving that even in our darkest moments, the spark of kindness can ignite a brighter future. At the moment the engine's roar shattered the afternoon calm at Hope's Refuge sanctuary, Midnight, the elegant German shepherd with soulful eyes, watched silently from the fence line. Out of nowhere, a motorcyclist clad in dark leather and an unreadable expression pulled up. Without warning, his boots smashed through the wooden fence, striking Midnight in the ribs. The brutal impact echoed across the property, leaving no doubt that cruelty had invaded this safe haven. Nearby, Emily Brooks, who had built the sanctuary as a place of healing for both abused animals and scarred souls, captured every detail on her phone. Emily's mind raced back to the day she rescued Midnight from a vicious dogfighting ring, a day filled with despair but also the spark of hope that led her to create a refuge for the vulnerable. Now, faced with this new act of violence, that same hope steeled her resolve to protect the innocent and hold wrongdoers accountable. The perpetrator was quickly identified. Evan Cole, the troubled son of a prominent local politician, whose arrogance masked a deep-seated pain. Even as Evan's dismissive laughter filled the air, Emily's determination to confront his actions grew stronger. Later that same day, Emily tracked Evan to a local bar notorious for its rough clientele. There, surrounded by his biker associates, Evan tried to downplay what had happened. Accompanied by Alex Martinez, a retired officer who now lent his expertise to the sanctuary, Emily presented the clear, damning images of the attack. As she spoke calmly but firmly, the charged silence in the room spoke volumes. Evan's confident facade wavered under the weight of undeniable evidence, and for a brief moment, regret flashed in his eyes. Instead of immediately involving the authorities, Emily decided on a different course, a chance for personal accountability and transformation. She laid out a condition. Evan must serve 2 weeks of community service at Hope's Refuge. With heavy reluctance and lingering defiance, Evan agreed, stepping into a role that would force him to confront the consequences of his actions in a way he had never imagined. In the days that followed, the sanctuary transformed into an unlikely arena for change. Initially, Evan's presence was marked by sullen resistance. His work was performed with little care, and his attitude remained cold and detached. However, as he began performing menial tasks, cleaning kennels, feeding the dogs, and assisting with routine maintenance, the atmosphere around him started to shift. Under the steady guidance of Alex and the compassionate oversight of Dr. Rachel Monroe, the volunteer veterinarian, Evan's hardened demeanor slowly gave way to moments of quiet reflection and emerging empathy. One afternoon, as dark clouds gathered overhead and a storm loomed, a neglected barn door, battered by the wind, burst open. In the ensuing chaos, several rescued dogs escaped into the tempest. Amid the frantic search, Midnight disappeared. In the biting rain and relentless gusts, Evan led the effort to recover the lost dog. Battling through the storm, he eventually found Midnight lying injured by the roadside, trembling and in pain. The sight of Midnight, once the very soul of resilience, injured so badly stirred an intense remorse in Evan. With the help of Emily and Alex, he carefully returned Midnight to the sanctuary, where Dr. Monroe immediately began emergency treatment for the severe injuries, including a broken leg and deep lacerations. That harrowing rescue forced Evan to confront the reality of his actions. In the sterile light of the makeshift medical bay, as Dr. Monroe worked tirelessly to stabilize Midnight, Evan's mind replayed the sound of that fateful impact and the helpless whimpers that followed. The physical scars on Midnight were a stark reminder of the irreversible harm inflicted by cruelty, a harm that could only be countered by genuine remorse and a commitment to change. In the days that ensued, the sanctuary's rhythm began to change. The once resistant Evan found himself drawn into the daily life of Hope's Refuge. Each task, from meticulously cleaning kennels to spending quiet moments with frightened pups, became a lesson in compassion and accountability. Slowly, the rough edges of his defiant exterior softened. The once callous gestures were replaced by deliberate acts of care, a gentle touch when bandaging wounds, a soft-spoken word of reassurance to a trembling animal, and even moments when he paused to read aloud to the young dogs, hoping to calm their nerves with his measured tone. Even as Evan's personal transformation unfolded, external pressures mounted. Calvin Matthews, a well-known figure from a rival sanctuary with a murky past, suddenly entered the picture. Calvin, determined to protect his own reputation and business interests, began spreading rumors and making veiled threats. He questioned Emily's methods, insinuating that the sanctuary's practices were more about public relations than genuine rehabilitation. In a tense confrontation at a community meeting, Calvin accused Emily of turning a blind eye to past misdeeds and of exploiting the situation for personal gain. His words were designed to sow doubt and divert attention from the real issue, the need for accountability and the possibility of change. Emily, however, responded with clarity and resolve. With a cool confidence born of years fighting for justice, she presented undeniable evidence of the transformation taking place at Hope's Refuge. Evan, whose own journey from cruelty to compassion had been painstakingly documented through his actions and through the evidence he had securely stored, shared his story. His account, unflinchingly honest, painted a picture of a young man wrestling with the burdens of a violent past and the scars inflicted by those he once feared. In that moment, the truth of his journey struck a chord with the audience, revealing that change is both possible and profound. Behind the scenes, the sanctuary blossomed into a hub of collective healing. Volunteers, local businesses, and community members rallied together, offering support in the form of donations, manpower, and heartfelt encouragement. The shared effort to restore and expand Hope's Refuge became a powerful testament to the community's belief in second chances. Every act of service, no matter how small, contributed to an environment where accountability, empathy, and hope intermingled. As the transformation deepened, Evan's role at the sanctuary evolved from a reluctant participant to an active advocate for change. Working closely with the animals, he began to understand the nuances of their behavior and the silent language of trust. His interactions with each dog became a dialogue of healing, a mutual understanding that forgiveness and care can emerge from the darkest wounds. This daily ritual of responsibility not only aided the recovery of the animals but also became a turning point in Evan's life, teaching him that true strength lies in the willingness to change. Amid these internal transformations, the external battle for the sanctuary's reputation raged on. Calvin Matthews continued to press his advantage, using every opportunity to cast doubt on the sanctuary's integrity and to paint the story in a negative light. Yet, with each public challenge, Emily's steadfast commitment and the undeniable progress at Hope's Refuge silenced the critics. Evan's journey, marked by moments of vulnerability and determination, emerged as a beacon of hope, a reminder that no person is beyond redemption if given the chance to make amends. One morning, as the first light broke over the newly restored grounds, Emily gathered her team and volunteers. In that quiet, hopeful moment, she emphasized that every small act of kindness, each cleaned kennel, every comforting word to a scared animal, was a step toward healing. Evan listened, his eyes reflecting both the weight of his past mistakes and the promise of a future redefined by responsibility and compassion. He realized that redemption was not an abstract ideal but a daily commitment, a choice to repair the damage caused by past actions and to build a better, more empathetic life. The unfolding story at Hope's Refuge sparked broader discussions within the community. Educational workshops, support groups, and cooperative projects with local agencies emerged, aimed at transforming individual pain into collective strength. The narrative shifted from one of isolated cruelty to a shared commitment to rebuild trust, to learn from past mistakes, and to foster a culture where every life is valued and every wrong is met with the possibility of correction. Even as external threats and lingering doubts persisted, the day-to-day reality at the sanctuary painted a clear picture. Change was possible. Evan's transformation, witnessed through his daily interactions and the genuine care he extended to every animal under his watch, stood as a living example of how accountability can lead to redemption. His progress was measured not in grand gestures but in the small, persistent acts of kindness that filled the sanctuary each day. Within the walls of Hope's Refuge, the painful memories of past cruelty were acknowledged, not as permanent marks of shame, but as catalysts for growth. Evan's once harsh demeanor gradually gave way to empathy, and his evolving role, once defined by defiance, became a story of resilience and renewal. The sanctuary's journey, intertwined with Evan's personal evolution, served as a powerful lesson that every individual, no matter how troubled their past, has the capacity to change when met with understanding and opportunity. In the midst of these profound changes, the collective efforts of the community, bolstered by a renewed commitment to compassion, ensured that Hope's Refuge remained a place where healing was possible every day. The transformation happening within its walls sent a clear message. Accountability, when coupled with empathy, can pave the way for a brighter future. In the aftermath of turmoil and transformation at Hope's Refuge, every scar became a testament to healing, every act of service a step toward redemption. The sanctuary now buzzes with renewed purpose, where former cruelty has given way to compassion, and where even those once defined by their darkest moments are learning to rebuild trust and live with integrity. Evan's journey from callous indifference to genuine care serves as a reminder that true change starts with accepting responsibility and choosing to make amends. As community members, volunteers, and even skeptics witness this remarkable turnaround, Hope's Refuge stands as a beacon of resilience and hope, a place where every act of kindness transforms lives and rebuilds futures. We invite you to join this movement by supporting stories that celebrate second chances and real-life transformations. If this journey moved you, please like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's spread the message of redemption and accountability far and wide. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Acts of Kindness Stories, as we aim to reach 10,000 subscribers. Together, we can foster a community where empathy overcomes indifference and every life is given the opportunity to change for the better. Thank you for watching, and remember, every act of kindness makes a difference.